Hey, it's Pete Kelly, and you decided to join the Army, which is one of the best things you can do, but you didn't tell your girlfriend in 3 years you're gonna join, and now she's not very happy about it. Let's get into it. This guy writes in saying, I signed up to join the Army because I want to give back, and much of my family is served. I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years, and when I told her that I signed up, she became really mad and told me she doesn't want me doing it. She's concerned about my safety and being gone for a long time. I probably should have talked to her about it first. What can I say to make her feel comfortable with it? So yeah, you did mess up by not bringing up kind of a major life decision, joining the Army, because it's not just going to affect you, it's going to affect her as well. I mean, maybe he was thinking that she'd be fine with it because, I mean, joining the Army and serving is one of the best things you can do, but it's got to be a joint decision. So what do you do at this point? Tabitha, what do you think?
I mean, she's going to obviously feel left out, and that was a decision that they probably should have had a discussion about. But, I mean, it's honorable, and God bless him for wanting to do something like that, you know, and God bless her for whatever decision they decide to make as a couple.
I understand from her perspective that she's worried because you don't want to potentially lose your significant other, you know, if something happens to happen, you know? So I get it, but
definitely not an easy thing to be going through, obviously, you know, but it's kind of a family decision, and hopefully he considers her enough family to take her concerns into account.
Joanna in Rotterdam, what do you think you should do?
He could acknowledge the fact that, yes, he should have had a conversation with her.
Mm-hmm.
Is she, like, coming at from it like, oh, God, is he going to leave me and I'm going to be an Army wife and now I'm going to be left alone, and what if I cheat on him?
I mean, I guess that's possible, but I mean, if that is the case, like, how does the conversation go now?
She's not going to come out and say, I don't want you to go because I'm going to be unfaithful and I don't trust myself.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
She's going to continue to say, oh, no, I don't feel safe. You know, I fear more for your life and your safety than for her infidelity. It's not going to go the way that she wants.
What can he do about it? Laura in Clifton Park, what do you think?
My son joined the Marine Corps a few years ago. He was in a similar situation with his girlfriend of 3 years. He did tell her he was going into the Marines a little bit too late, but he did it anyway. And he decided that while he was away at boot camp, that she was going to cheat on him.
No.
So, oh yeah. So, needless to say, my son has moved on, and I think there's some insecurities on her part. You know, I feel sorry for him, but he maybe should have at least told her. I think there's some insecurities on her part, whether she can stay faithful or not.
Dana and Latham, what does he do now?
End the relationship. I say that because if he really cared about her and wanted her in his future, he would have discussed it with her first. That's a huge decision to make that is going to take you away from that relationship.
If you're willing to make a decision that big and not have a discussion, what other decisions are you going to make down the road that you're not going to have a discussion about as well?
Exactly. If she isn't being respected enough to, you know, ask her opinion, then she needs to find somebody who will.
I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, are you along the lines of that it's something that you should have had a discussion about before? Probably. Do you agree with her idea that, yeah, she's worried about the safety, or do you think there's maybe another thing, you know, that could be going on? Also, how would you want to be told? You know, like, put yourself in her shoes. If you find out that your significant other, you've been dating for 3 years now, has decided to join the Army and not have a conversation with you beforehand, what do you want to hear to get you on board with it? So take a look at some of the Facebook comments here. We got a lot in. You can connect to 100dimethecat.com. Lisa says, I'd be heartbroken. In a relationship, communication is essential. I feel like you just destroyed your relationship. Now, I don't know if it's destroyed quite yet, but Karen says, those are very valid concerns for her to have, but I'm guessing that her biggest concern is why you didn't talk to her before you made that commitment. Exactly. Only you know what to say about that. Good luck, and thank you for your willingness to serve our country. And finally, Becca says, when my husband decided to join, we had a long conversation before he enlisted. We talked about why he felt like it was what he needed to do and hashed out a lot of the concerns that I had. Obviously, this conversation should have happened before you joined, but it isn't too late. Talk to her now. explain why this is what you needed to do, and if you see a future with her, talk about how this could be good for your future together. So I feel like that's a good way to end it on an optimistic note. But what do you think? Comment below or follow us on Facebook and tell us what you think. Now, we do this every weekday, Monday through Thursday. So you can listen live. You have all the options on the side there. And if you ever need advice, we got the options right down there as well. So, hey, in the meantime, check out a couple more videos on the side here ready for you. I picked them myself, sort of. Follow me on social media @OnAirP and click here to subscribe.